Well, hello, and thank you for joining us. Welcome to Digital Marketing Masters Class. I am Todd Smith, VP of Partner Growth here at Farotech. I'm joined by Chris Carr. He is the CEO of Farotech. Hello, Chris.
Hey, how we doing?
Good. I'm excited for today's episode, largely because I think there's a lot of confusion about this subject. So today we're going to talk about content-based SEO. So what I'd like you to do is just unpack it on the macro level. So just start by defining it. What is content-based SEO?
Yep. Well, I think the way to define it is kind of say what it's not. And what I mean by that is that a lot of times people will just say SEO. And what I kind of do when I talk to people that are kind of my peers and stuff like that, we talk about the approach, it actually gets broken down into a variety of different factors. I think the hardest one of all of them is obviously backlinking. A lot of companies concentrate a lot on making sure your website's airtight. We have software to kind of figure out how the Google spiders are working. And so we do a lot of best practices with that. But I think when you start to look at, all of it working in tandem, which is something we absolutely do in Farotech, I think what makes SEO sort of innovative is the idea to help our clients become thought leaders. And when they're thought leaders, they're going to develop authority. When they develop authority, the website should grow if you commit to content. Okay. And so what we call about content-based SEO, it's the same thing you would kind of call content marketing, but I know a lot of content marketing companies out there that pump out really great content, really innovating, very, very engaging. But the only way it would rank on the first page of Google is if they got backlinks, because I look at their page and I look at how they optimize the page and stuff. And I'm like, man, it needs a lot of work.
Okay. All right. So I think you were going in this direction, but how is content-based SEO different from just standard SEO?
Yep. So when I'm trying to focus on content, there's certain things that I'm going to look to do. I'm going to look to develop an editorial calendar. And when I go and I develop an editorial calendar, what that's going to do is, we just talked in our last blog about kind of the Jim Collins flywheel. Mm-hmm. But what our editorial calendar allows us to do is it allows you to go from being a reactive SEO, marketing company to a proactive marketing company, in particular in the form of SEO and content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write content, and I'm going to write content in a way that is structured, and I'm going to go into that in a little bit. Okay. But everything fits into a larger plan of content. What it is, what keyword we're optimizing for, when it's going to launch. I'm going to take in seasonality. I'm going to take in, are there other factors that impact the business and when, because I have to develop the calendar to know when certain things have to be on the first page of Google. Then I have to look at the keyword difficulty to figure out if I choose this keyword, will I be able to rank in time? How often am I going to re-optimize and things like that? And so, how is it different from normal SEO? Mm-hmm. A lot of normal SEO is, it's a Larry Cookbook type stuff. It's like, you got to make sure all your H1s are good. You got to make sure your title tags are good. You got to do all that stuff, which I kind of call table stakes. But with content, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to marry that content with all that technical stuff.
Okay.